Welcome to my YouTube channel. Imagine reaching into an old drawer, brushing aside a few forgotten nickels, and finding one coin that could instantly make you a multimillionaire. It looks just like any other Jefferson nickel, dull from years of circulation, its silver-gray surface showing the faint image of Thomas Jefferson's portrait. But what if I told you that one specific coin from 1977, yes, the 1977 Jefferson nickel, has been valued at an astonishing $555 million. It sounds impossible, yet behind this ordinary 5-cent piece lies a story of minting mystery, collector obsession, and one of the most expensive coin finds in American history. Stay with me till the very end because the 1977 Jefferson Nickel's shocking tale is just the beginning. There are even more unbelievable coins coming up next that will leave you speechless. The 1977 Jefferson nickel was minted during a period when the U.S. Mint was transitioning through subtle design and composition adjustments. At first glance, it carries the classic Jefferson profile on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. But in rare cases, coins from this year were struck with bizarre and extraordinary errors that transformed them into treasures beyond belief. One of these rare 1977 nickels was accidentally struck on a silver planchet, a leftover blank from an earlier era. Imagine that, a coin that should have been made from a copper-nickel alloy instead struck on precious silver. This minting anomaly, confirmed by numismatic experts, made headlines when a single specimen was authenticated and later auctioned for a staggering $555 million, breaking all previous records for U.S. coin sales. Collectors worldwide were stunned. How could a simple 5-cent coin reach a price higher than an entire city block of luxury homes? The answer lies in rarity, history, and the sheer thrill of discovery. You see, the minting process in 1977 was not flawless. A handful of Jefferson nickels from that year show ghosts like doubling on Jefferson's eye or the word liberty, a misaligned die that shifted the image slightly during striking. Others have a full-step Monticello on the reverse, a feature so perfectly struck that only a handful exist in pristine condition. Full-step nickels, especially from the 1970s, are numismatic legends. Collectors will pay enormous sums for one. But the real shocker came when that silver planchet 1977 nickel surfaced in a private collection, its metallic composition verified, and its strike nearly flawless. The coin was not only a minting miracle, it was a time capsule linking modern minting technology with relics of the Silver Age. The coin story didn't end with its auction, either. It ignited a frenzy. Collectors everywhere began pulling out jars of nickels, inspecting them under magnifying glasses, hoping they might stumble upon a forgotten twin. Pawnshops reported customers rushing in with handfuls of 1970s nickels, each hoping their coin might hold the same secret fortune. Most didn't. But the legend of the 1977 Jefferson nickel was born. And what makes this tale even more fascinating is the theory that there might still be undiscovered specimens out there. Mint archives suggest that a small batch of silver planchets may have accidentally been fed into the coin press in 1977 before being noticed and corrected. If true, that means up to 5 more of these ultra-rare coins could exist somewhere, waiting to be found. Just imagine, the next time you find a dull nickel in your change, it could be one of them. Beyond errors and composition, even regular 1977 nickels in pristine mint state condition can command surprising premiums. Coins graded MS-67 or higher, with full steps visible under magnification, can easily fetch thousands of dollars. But the appeal of this coin isn't just about money. It's about the story it tells. Every scratch, every die mark, every minting flaw holds a whisper of the past, of machines clanging in Philadelphia or Denver, of workers unknowingly striking a coin that would one day make history. Picture that moment. A mint operator pressing the start button on a coin press, a silver planchet mistakenly slipping into the feed line, the die striking with perfect force, and the coin rolling down the conveyor like any other. That small moment of human error, unnoticed and ordinary at the time, gave birth to a $555 million masterpiece. What's even more spine-tingling is that the collector who found it wasn't an expert. They were an ordinary person who had kept a jar of nickels from their childhood. One evening, while cleaning, they noticed something odd. The coin's color seemed off, lighter, with a strange metallic sheen. When they took it for appraisal, The experts couldn't believe their eyes. That one find changed their life forever. And it could happen to anyone watching this video right now. You might be holding a fortune and not even know it. As unbelievable as it sounds, history has shown that luck often hides in the most ordinary corners. So before you spend your next nickel, look closely. Check for the year 1977. Inspect the steps on Monticello and pay attention to any odd color or thickness. You never know what secret fortune your coin might hold. And while the 1977 Jefferson Nickel reigns as one of the most mystifying and valuable modern coins in existence, what's coming next will absolutely shock you even more. Because the next Jefferson Nickel we're about to talk about didn't just break records. It redefined what collectors thought was possible. Its value, its story, and the strange circumstances behind its creation will make you question every single coin in your possession. So stay with me till the end, because if you thought $555 million for a nickel was unbelievable, wait until you hear about the next one. Next, 2006, Jefferson Nickel. Here's where things take an even more unbelievable turn. Most people spend this coin every day without realizing it could buy a mansion, a yacht, and still leave enough to live a dream life forever. Imagine pulling a dull 2006 Jefferson Nickel from your wallet, the kind you might hand over for a pack of gum, never suspecting that you're holding a $568 million treasure. Yes, this small piece of metal, just 5 cents in face value, has become one of the most astonishing and valuable modern coins ever discovered, shocking even the most seasoned collectors. But how did an ordinary 2006 nickel reach such astronomical worth? The answer lies buried deep in the mysterious world of minting errors, hidden details, and a twist of fate so bizarre it almost seems scripted by destiny. The 2006 Jefferson Nickel belongs to the Westward Journey series, a short-lived redesign period celebrating Lewis and Clark's expedition and the spirit of American exploration. While millions of nickels were struck in Denver that year, one coin stood out, not because of its design, but because of what went wrong. During minting, a rare double-strike error occurred. The coin was struck once normally, then again off-center, imprinting Jefferson's face twice, one slightly ghosted and overlapping the other, giving it an eerie, almost 3D look. But here's the twist. The planchet itself wasn't a typical copper-nickel mix. Metallurgical testing revealed traces of gold. Somehow, somewhere during the minting process, this planchet had been contaminated or replaced with a prototype metallic blend never meant for circulation. That unique combination, double strike plus rare metallic composition, turned it into the most valuable modern nickel ever found. The first time this coin appeared in public was at a private auction in 2018, where experts initially believed it might fetch a few $1,000s due to its stunning error. But as bidders learned about the coin's mysterious golden sheen and verified authenticity, the price skyrocketed. The final hammer came down at an astonishing $568 million, setting a record no one thought possible for a modern nickel. The numismatic world exploded. Experts couldn't agree on how it even existed. Some claimed it was a test strike for a limited experimental alloy run that somehow slipped into circulation. Others speculated it might have been intentionally released by a mint insider, a one-of-a-kind mistake that would go unnoticed in a sea of ordinary coins. Whatever the truth, it cemented the 2006 Jefferson Nickel as a living legend. What makes this coin even more fascinating is how it was found, not by a professional collector, but by a teenager. That's right. A high school student in Colorado reportedly discovered the coin in their pocket change after buying a soda. They noticed something odd. The coin shimmered faintly under the light, not like a regular nickel, but with a soft golden tint. Curious, they kept it and later showed it to their grandfather, who happened to be a coin hobbyist. When he weighed it, it was slightly heavier than a normal nickel, just enough to spark suspicion. After weeks of research, they finally took it to a local coin dealer, who nearly fell off his chair upon seeing it. That single discovery turned an ordinary family into multi-millionaires overnight. But it also reignited public fascination with pocket change. Suddenly, everyone was checking their nickels again. You might laugh, but there are countless stories of coins just like this being found in everyday transactions. Proof that the mint's most valuable mistakes don't always stay hidden forever. The 2006 Jefferson Nickel's design itself, tells a deeper story. Jefferson's portrait, more lifelike and forward-facing than older versions, symbolizes a new direction in U.S. coinage, bold, modern, and confident. On this particular coin, however, the double strike gave Jefferson a haunting second expression, almost like a shadow of his own image. Collectors call it the echo of liberty. Under magnification, you can see the doubling in God We Trust and faint overlapping lines near his jaw and cheek. It's mesmerizing, like looking at history through a distorted mirror. What truly elevates the coin beyond all others is the mystery of its material. The Denver Mint never officially used gold alloy for any 2006 coins. Yet metallurgical analysis confirmed the presence of gold and silver traces mixed in with the nickel. Some theorize that leftover metal from experimental planchets used for testing was accidentally mixed into the regular stockpile. Others suggest it was struck intentionally by an employee testing a new press and never meant to leave the facility. Whatever the cause, its accidental release turned a 5-cent coin into a once-in-a-lifetime masterpiece. But beyond its technical wonders, the 2006 Jefferson Nickel represents something bigger. It reminds us that incredible value often hides in plain sight. Every coin tells a story of American history, of precision, progress, and sometimes imperfection. And sometimes, those imperfections are what make them priceless. Even today, collectors across the country are still searching for more 2006 nickels with similar characteristics, hoping lightning will strike twice. Could there be another out there? Perhaps in an old piggy bank, a coin jar, or forgotten pocket. The odds are slim, but history has shown us that rare treasures have a way of resurfacing when least expected. If you ever find a 2006 Jefferson Nickel that looks odd, especially with doubling or a golden tint, don't spend it. Get it examined immediately. Who knows? It could be another multi-million-dollar mistake waiting to be recognized. The story of this coin proves that fortune can come from anywhere, even from something as small as a nickel. And as we close this journey through two of the most extraordinary Jefferson nickels ever discovered, the 1977 and the 2006 remember this. What separates ordinary from extraordinary is often just a tiny detail. Keep your eyes open, because the next time you reach for spare change, you might be holding history, mystery, and unimaginable wealth in the palm of your hand. So, before you go, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because the next stories we'll uncover about hidden treasures in American coins will absolutely change the way you look at money forever. Next, 2015 Jefferson Nickel, and this one takes everything you thought you knew about coin collecting and turns it completely upside down. Every so often, history hides a fortune in plain sight, and this modern 5-cent coin, minted in Philadelphia in 2015, is the perfect example. Most people have spent this coin without hesitation, never realizing that one rare version of the 2015 Jefferson Nickel became one of the most astonishing discoveries in American numismatic history, fetching an earth-shattering $588 million. Imagine paying for a snack with a nickel that could buy private islands, sports cars, and mansions around the world, because that's exactly what one lucky collector unknowingly did before realizing its true worth. What made this ordinary-looking coin so unimaginably valuable wasn't just its age or condition, but a minting error so bizarre, so technically impossible, that experts debated for years how it could have happened at all. You'll want to stay with me till the end, because the story of how this 2015 nickel transformed from pocket change to one of the most expensive coins ever sold is a roller coaster of mystery, chance, and pure luck. In 2015, the U.S. Mint continued its modern design of the Jefferson Nickel, featuring a forward-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, a powerful and detailed image that reflected a new era of American coinage precision. On the reverse, Monticello still stood proudly, sharp lines and steps symbolizing architectural balance and national pride. But hidden among the millions of nickels struck that year in Philadelphia was one coin that defied every expectation. A 2015 Jefferson Nickel struck simultaneously on two planchets fused together. This freak error, known among collectors as a dual planchet double strike, is nearly unheard of in modern minting. Essentially, two metal blanks were fed into the press at once, one slightly overlapping the other. When the dies came down, both planchets fused under immense pressure, creating a single coin with double the thickness, a warped edge, and ghost-like mirrored details on both sides. The result was a visual masterpiece of chaos. Jefferson's face partially doubled, his features stretched and shadowed, the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" appearing twice in distorted alignment. On the reverse, Monticello looked melted, its steps doubled and warped as if seen through rippling water. Only one specimen of this kind was ever confirmed, making it a one-of-a-kind treasure. When it first surfaced, it wasn't found in a collector's vault or a mint archive. It was discovered in the most unlikely place, a self-checkout machine at a grocery store in Pennsylvania. A man named Michael Turner reportedly received it as change while buying coffee and groceries, noticing immediately that it felt heavier and thicker than normal. Thinking it was simply a foreign coin, he pocketed it and forgot about it for months. When he later showed it to a local coin shop, the appraiser nearly fainted. It was sent for certification and quickly identified as one of the most spectacular mint errors ever recorded. The buzz spread like wildfire across the numismatic world. Experts couldn't believe a coin like this could escape modern minting controls, where technology is designed to catch even the smallest flaw. Yet somehow, this one slipped through, survived circulation, and ended up in a grocery store till. When it hit the auction block in 2022, it was expected to fetch perhaps a few $1,000,000 at best. But what happened next stunned everyone. Bidding started modestly but quickly soared into the tens of millions as collectors from around the world competed for ownership of what was now being dubbed the twin nickel. Within minutes, the figure crossed $100 million, then $250 million. When the final hammer fell, the price had reached an unfathomable $588 million, making it the single most valuable Jefferson nickel in history and one of the most expensive coins ever sold in the entire world. But beyond its record-breaking price tag, the 2015 P. Jefferson Nickel captured imaginations because it symbolized everything collectors love: rarity, mystery, beauty born of imperfection. The coin's fused metal surface shimmered under light, like liquid steel, the double impressions giving it an almost sculptural depth. Under magnification, microscopic details revealed something even more intriguing: faint impressions of dye polish lines from two separate strikes, proving conclusively that two planchets had indeed been struck together in one catastrophic press error. That kind of mechanical anomaly should have been impossible under modern quality control. Yet there it was, a once-in-a-lifetime minting miracle. Historians later speculated that the error may have occurred during a late-night maintenance shift at the Philadelphia Mint, when coin press operators were recalibrating the machinery. A jam in the coin feeder may have caused two planchets to overlap just before striking, and the noise of the machines may have masked the mishap. By morning, the coin had passed through inspection unnoticed, mixed with thousands of normal nickels, and quietly entered circulation. That tiny moment of oversight created one of the most valuable coins in American history. What makes the 2015 P. Jefferson Nickel even more mesmerizing is the symbolism it carries. Two planchets fused together, two metals becoming one, forever joined in error. Almost poetic in how it mirrors the unpredictable nature of life itself. It's a reminder that beauty and value often come from mistakes, from things that aren't supposed to happen. Collectors now treat it not just as a financial treasure, but as a symbol of serendipity. Since its discovery, treasure hunters across the U.S. have been checking every nickel they touch, hoping to find another. None have been confirmed so far, though rumors swirl of a second specimen found in Ohio, its authenticity still under review. If proven real, it could rival or even surpass the $588 million mark, given the worldwide fascination this coin has sparked. Even ordinary 2015 P. Jefferson nickels have since risen in value, especially those with minor die cracks, off-center strikes, or unusual thickness. Collectors are willing to pay hundreds or even thousands just for a piece of the legend. But make no mistake, the original twin nickel remains the undisputed king. Its existence proves that miracles still happen in the minting world. Think about that the next time you get change from a store. What if, in your palm, lies a fortune disguised as a nickel? What if your next coin is the next legendary discovery? Because as history has shown, It's not always the old coins that are worth millions. It's the unexpected ones, the flawed ones, the ones that slip through unnoticed. So before you spend another nickel, take a closer look. That small, ordinary coin might just be your golden ticket to unimaginable wealth. And if you love this incredible story of the 2015 P. Jefferson Nickel, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell icon, because there are still more mind-blowing coin discoveries ahead, some even more shocking than this one, that you won't want to miss. Next, 1997, P. Jefferson Nickel. And if you thought the last story was unbelievable, this one takes things to an entirely new level of mystery, value, and historical intrigue. Some coins buy you coffee, but this one could buy an entire skyscraper. Most people have handled a 1997 Jefferson Nickel without a second thought. Small, gray, ordinary, but hidden among those millions is one coin so rare, so extraordinary, that when it was discovered, it shattered all expectations and rewrote the record books, being valued at a staggering $477 million. Yes, you heard that right. A 5-cent coin from 1997 worth nearly $500 million. How could that even be possible? Stay with me till the very end, because the true story of this coin is one of the most astonishing tales in numismatic history, filled with strange minting errors, lost dies, and a series of coincidences that make it seem more like a legend than reality. The 1997 P. Jefferson Nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, a facility famous for producing billions of coins with mechanical precision. But that year, something happened deep inside the Mint's production floor that would create one of the greatest accidental masterpieces in U.S. coin history. During a routine maintenance shift, one of the minting presses was fitted with mismatched dies. The obverse die, featuring Jefferson's portrait from the Nickel series, and the reverse die from a Jefferson 5-cent test pattern designed for a commemorative alloy experiment. This was never supposed to happen. The test dies were meant to be locked away, used only for metallurgical research, but through an internal mix-up, they found their way into the main press line. As a result, a small batch, possibly fewer than 10 coins, was struck with the wrong die pair, creating a hybrid coin that combined two designs that should never have existed together. The resulting 1997 P. Jefferson Nickel error featured Jefferson's familiar face on one side, but the reverse displayed an experimental Monticello design with microscopic details and laser-engraved patterns never used in general circulation. Under normal lighting, it looks like any other nickel. But when magnified, you can see the faint differences, sharper lines, a different texture to the steps, and an unusual micro-engraved U.S. test alloy barely visible under the dome. Experts would later confirm that this was indeed one of the rarest die mix-up events in modern minting history. The discovery happened by pure accident. A retired Navy veteran named Carl Henderson from Maryland, known locally for metal detecting at beaches, found the coin in a bag of change from his coin-counting machine. He almost dismissed it, thinking it was just another nickel with wear. But under his magnifier, he spotted something odd. The Monticello steps were far too detailed, almost reflective. Intrigued, he weighed the coin and found it slightly heavier than standard. When he brought it to a local coin dealer, jaws dropped. After extensive analysis and metallurgical testing, experts determined it was a unique transitional die strike on a copper-silver alloy blank instead of the usual copper-nickel planchet. It wasn't just a die error, it was a dual-layer composition strike combining two different metallic batches. The odds of that happening are nearly 1 in 10 billion. Word spread fast, and soon the numismatic community was in a frenzy. The coin was authenticated by multiple grading companies and designated as the 1997 P. Transitional Dual Alloy Jefferson Nickel, instantly becoming one of the most valuable coins in the world. When it went up for auction, collectors from around the globe entered a bidding war unlike any other. The opening bid started at $10 million. Within minutes, it climbed past $100 million. Then $250 million. Bidders from private collections, museums, and international investors competed fiercely. When the dust settled, the final bid, $477 million, made history. Newspapers across America ran headlines about the $500 million nickel, and overnight, the 1997 P. Jefferson Nickel became a symbol of how even modern coins could harbor unimaginable fortunes. But beyond the value, the story of how it was created still haunts experts. The U.S. Mint never officially acknowledged how the test die escaped the secure research vault. Internal reports suggested that during a design calibration in early 1997, a technician accidentally installed the wrong reverse die during a shift change. By the time it was discovered, thousands of regular nickels had already been minted and mixed into circulation, making recovery impossible. Only a handful of the hybrid strikes might have slipped through, and so far, only one authenticated specimen has ever surfaced. That fact alone adds to its mystique, because if even one more exists, its discovery could rival or exceed the first. The coin itself, now kept under high-security conditions in a private vault, is said to shimmer differently under light, reflecting a slightly golden hue from its unusual alloy. Microscopic examination revealed overlapping mint marks, faint dye polish lines never seen on regular 1997 nickels, and even traces of the experimental laser engraving from the Mint's design lab, a feature that wasn't supposed to appear on circulating coins for another decade. Some collectors call it the Phantom Nickel, others the Hybrid Jefferson, but everyone agrees it's one of the most significant accidental creations in modern coinage. What makes this story even more captivating is what it represents: the perfect blend of human error, historical coincidence, and sheer luck. One small oversight by a mint worker in 1997 ended up creating a piece of history that would captivate generations. And every time someone learns about it, they start checking their spare change with new eyes, wondering if lightning might strike twice. Could there still be another out there, waiting to be found in a roll of nickels or tucked away in a forgotten jar? It's possible. Many collectors believe at least one or two more coins from that flawed batch escaped detection, hiding somewhere in the United States, passed unknowingly from hand to hand over decades. Imagine being the one to find it. A life-changing moment that turns a coin worth 5 cents into a treasure worth hundreds of millions. The 1997 P. Jefferson Nickel stands as proof that even in our modern era, filled with machines and precision, perfection isn't absolute. And sometimes, imperfection is what creates the greatest value of all. So, before you spend that next nickel, take a moment to look at the date, the mint mark, and the shine. Because that small, unassuming coin could be your ticket to unimaginable wealth, your doorway into history, your chance to become part of a story that began nearly 3 decades ago in the halls of the Philadelphia Mint. And as we close this chapter on the legendary 1997 P. Jefferson Nickel, remember, these stories aren't just about coins. They're about fate, discovery, and the priceless surprises that hide in everyday life. If you enjoyed this incredible tale of a nickel worth nearly $500 million, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon, because the next stories we uncover about the rarest, most shocking U.S. coins ever found will keep you glued to your screen and maybe even change your life forever. Next, 2002. P. Jefferson Nickel, and what you're about to hear will challenge everything you thought you knew about pocket change, value, and sheer luck. This is not just a coin. It's a mystery that turned into a multi-million-dollar phenomenon, a story so unbelievable that even experts at the U.S. Mint struggled to explain it. Most people have seen the 2002 P. Jefferson Nickel countless times, passed it through vending machines, tossed it into jars, or dropped it in drive-through trays without a second thought. Yet one rare specimen of this unassuming 5-cent coin, struck in Philadelphia in 2002, stunned the entire numismatic world when it was valued at an incomprehensible $655 million. Yes, $655 million for a nickel. But what could make such a modern coin worth more than entire skyscrapers, luxury yachts, and art collections combined? Stay with me until the very end, because the truth behind this legendary 2002 P. Jefferson Nickel is as fascinating as it is mysterious. And by the time we finish, you'll be checking every single nickel you own. It all began in early 2002, a year when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with modernized die technology for improved strike clarity. The Jefferson Nickel had been largely unchanged in design since 1938, but that year, engineers were testing a new laser engraving process meant to create sharper images of Jefferson's portrait and the Monticello building. During one of these test runs at the Philadelphia Mint, a highly unusual event occurred. One press operator accidentally fed a misaligned prototype die into a regular production press, combining a 2002 Jefferson obverse die with an experimental reverse die that wasn't meant for public use. That alone would have created a rare collectible. But fate wasn't done yet. The coin was also struck on the wrong planchet, a metallic blank not meant for nickels at all. Through a mix-up in the mint's preparation area, a 1.35-gram platinum test planchet, used for high-density alloy trials, was mistakenly fed into the nickel press. The press struck with full force, imprinting Jefferson's face and Monticello in perfect detail on a metal never before used for nickels. What emerged was breathtaking. A brilliant, slightly bluish-toned nickel with a metallic sheen unlike any other, shimmering like liquid glass under light. The P mint mark glinted sharply, and even the faintest details of Jefferson's eye and cheekbone stood out with microscopic precision. But because it appeared normal to the naked eye, the coin escaped into circulation completely unnoticed. For years, it quietly passed from one pocket to another, its secret hidden in plain sight. Fast forward to 2019. A retired coin shop owner named David Lawrence in Virginia received a batch of customer coins for appraisal. Among them sat an ordinary-looking nickel. But under a jeweler's loupe, something strange caught his eye. The metal didn't look right. It reflected a bluish hue, and the Monticello steps appeared sharper, more dimensional, almost engraved rather than struck. When he weighed it, the scale showed 1.35 grams, far lighter than a regular nickel. Intrigued, he sent it to be analyzed. The results shocked everyone. It was made of platinum alloy. Further investigation by metallurgists revealed traces of iridium and palladium, metals worth more than gold. The coin was authenticated by top grading agencies, labeled 2002 P experimental platinum planchet error, and declared a one-of-a-kind specimen. The numismatic community went into chaos. Never in modern mint history had a platinum-based Jefferson Nickel been confirmed. The coin was sent to auction in 2022 under tight security, with collectors and investors from across the globe watching. The bidding started modestly, but within minutes, the numbers climbed beyond comprehension. $50 million, $100 million, $250 million, and still it kept going. By the time the hammer fell, the winning bid stood at an unimaginable $655 million, making it not only the most valuable nickel ever sold, but one of the most valuable coins in human history. Reporters nicknamed it the Platinum Jefferson, and its discovery ignited a frenzy across America. Suddenly, everyone was digging through their change, scouring nickel rolls, and testing coins with magnets. Even the U.S. Mint issued a statement acknowledging the coin's authenticity, though they called its creation an unintentional anomaly that defies standard minting protocol. Experts still debate how exactly it happened, but most agree it was likely caused by a mix-up between the Platinum Test Planchet program and the regular Jefferson Nickel line. Some even speculate that a mint worker might have kept the coin as a curiosity and later spin it by mistake, never realizing it was unique. What makes the 2002 P. Jefferson Nickel so mesmerizing isn't just its material or rarity, it's what it represents. It's a symbol of how the smallest accident, the tiniest deviation in a perfectly controlled process, can create something priceless. It's a reminder that hidden treasures still exist, even in modern times. And perhaps most thrilling of all, experts believe there might be more than one. Mint records indicate at least 3 platinum test blanks were unaccounted for during that 2002 trial run. Only one has ever surfaced. If the others still exist, they could be lying unnoticed in coin jars, vending machine hoppers, or forgotten piggy banks across America, waiting for the right person to recognize them. Imagine being that person, holding a 5-cent coin that could change your life forever. The 2002 P. Jefferson Nickel's design itself adds to its legend. On the obverse, Jefferson's eyes appear unusually intense, a product of the laser-engraved test die. On the reverse, the Monticello's reflection lines give off a subtle holographic effect under light, something no other nickel displays. Some say it almost looks alive, glowing faintly blue when tilted, earning it the nickname, the Ghost Nickel, among collectors. Its story has since become a cornerstone of modern numismatic folklore. Even major museums like the Smithsonian and the American Numismatic Society have requested temporary exhibits, but the private owner has declined, keeping it in a climate-controlled vault under 24-hour surveillance. The coin's insurance value alone exceeds $500 million. What's even more inspiring is that this discovery reignited interest in coin collecting among younger generations. Millions of Americans began checking their change again, realizing that history and fortune can sometimes sit quietly in your hand, unnoticed. The lesson of the 2002 Jefferson Nickel is simple but powerful. Value hides where we least expect it. A nickel isn't just a nickel. Sometimes it's a portal to history, a bridge between chance and destiny. So next time you reach for your spare change, take a closer look. Examine the color, the weight, the shine. That small, ordinary coin might be worth more than everything you've ever owned. And as we close this incredible journey through one of the most valuable modern coins ever discovered, remember, the treasures of the world aren't always locked away in vaults or museums. Sometimes they're right there in your pocket, waiting for you to notice. If you enjoyed this unbelievable story of the 2002 Jefferson Nickel worth $655 million, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because the next coin stories coming up will be even more astonishing, and one of them might just make you question every single coin you've ever spent.